Hello everyone and welcome back to another video. Today is going to be a pretty long one, but a pretty nice one, especially if you want to get better at Age of Empires 4. I will provide a guide for all 8 civilizations currently, and I'm going to show you guys how to open the game with them, what units to go for, how to strategize, and what are some of your best options for each and every civilization, starting with the English all the way to the Abbasid. I'm going to mainly focus on land maps like Dry Arabia, Lipany, etc. But I'm going to include a couple special build orders for hybrid maps like the Nubi River and Mongolian Heights at the end of the video. So stick around for that if you want to know how to play hybrid. But for now, it's going to be really a beginner to intermediate guide for all 8 civilizations. However, these are going to be the builds that I use. I will showcase the best build orders that I used and that I found at the top of the leaderboard that work against the top players. So this is going to be very strong strategies that are simple to understand and easy to do yourself and easy to replicate. So without further ado, let's hop into it. I'm going to start with the English here. So let's take a look and play an English game versus the AI here. So with English, the strategy I'm going to showcase is going to be the longbow attack with a early barracks. This is amazing against cavalry civilizations like the French, but also good against stuff like Chinese, Abbasid, who might like to open a few horsemen. So let's hop into this one and take a look. First thing to note with English, I don't make that second scout in the early game that you might see a lot of players choose to do. With English, I go for one scout opening and then go straight to the villagers, with first one going down on the sheep. And the reason for this is I prefer to have my clean build, and I actually don't need a whole lot of sheep with English because we transition to farms relatively soon anyways. I'm live streaming on Twitch, so this is going to be with the chat here, and I'm also going to upload it after editing it to YouTube. I will have some graphics on screen after every civ, just to help you guys follow on YouTube as well. I'll tell my editor to put up some of the builds I showcase here onto the screen, and I'm also going to put them in PDF documents, and I'm going to leave them for subscribers to my stream in my Discord. So if you guys are subscribed to my Twitch stream, definitely join my Discord, link in the description of YouTube video. And I'm going to have every single build that I showcase here in the Discord in a nice little polished PDF for you guys to follow along. Alright, so back to English here. I'm going to have 7 on food, then I'm going to go straight to the gold here. Make a house first, never forget that one. And then I'm going to go straight to the gold with 3 villagers. So 3 villas to gold. And notice with my scout, I'm doing a very safe pattern. I'm not scouting my opponent very early. I'm going around my base first because I want to get like 5 to 6 extra sheep with Britons, with English. That's all you really need. That's really all you need. After that, the farms will carry. After you get 3 to gold, you want to go straight to your wood line. Take the closest one so it's easy to protect. Your main town center shoots a lot of arrows, so you should be fairly safe on that wood. I'm going to go ahead and bring those sheep back once I've scouted a good amount of my map, and then I'm going to go scout my opponent. Obviously, I'm playing against the AI right now, so I don't need to actually scout my opponents to know what they're doing. But I'm going to scout my opponent just to showcase where your scout should be at what times. And to treat it like a regular game. Alright, so now we're going to go with the rest of the villas to wood for now until we can click up. I'm going to bring my scout back now as well. Alright, so now the sheep will come back. And like I said, really all you need with English is like 5-6 sheep and you're absolutely good to go. And I'll showcase it in this video. But of course, we still want to get as many sheep as possible because any sheep that we get, we deny from our opponent. So now I'm going to go ahead and look across the map and scout for more sheep and scout to see what my opponent is up to as well. When you can click up, which should be right around now, you're going to take 2 villas off gold and go ahead and make your council hall. The other one we're going to keep on gold for the time being. And so we can make a house, then we'll make a house with him and then go ahead and finish the council hall as well. And there it is. So as you can see, I had 0 idle time just because I spammed the villager there. It should be pretty close. If you have a few seconds of idle time, it's not the end of the world. But if done correctly, you should have very little to no idle time. And I'm going to continue sending villas to my wood line. The reason we need a lot of villas on wood right now, and as I make the house now and then go to the council hall, the reason we need a lot of wood is because I want to be able to afford a barracks and longbow production. Spear longbow is one of the strongest early game rushes you can do with English. The spears will defend you against knights, horsemen, and also put some pressure on buildings if needed. And the longbow will pretty much take care of everything else. You can kill longbows, you can kill archers quite easily with longbows, and you can kill villas and harass your opponent quite easily with them as well. So it's a very strong composition and a really good combo to attack your opponent early with the English and buy yourself some time to set up some farms at home, which I will definitely showcase. Alright, so now as soon as I can afford a barracks, I'm going to start making it. And I'm constantly sending villas to wood here. So yeah, it should be now. Exactly. There you go. And I'd recommend you control group your buildings. Like I got my barracks on control group 4, control group 3 for the council hall now. And that's just going to help you set up that rush. And once again, just continue sending villas to wood until we hit feudal age, and then we can start cycling them elsewhere. You need a lot of wood to get this build going, simply because both units cost wood and the barracks also cost a lot of wood as well. And you have a lot of food banked up because you have 7 villas on food constantly from the start of the game, and it's going to stockpile a bit of food. So we'll be okay in the early game to produce spears and archers in the food cost. We just need to kind of overcompensate with the wood here. Should mute the alerts. That's my fault. Alright. Thank you for the subscription though. See YouTube viewers, you should definitely come to my Twitch stream and subscribe. Link in the description for both of those things. Or for Twitch stream and Discord, I suppose. Alright, once you get to the feudal age, we start making instantly long production and instantly spear production. Look at this. Couple spears, couple longbows immediately. And then afterwards now, you have like 10, 11 on wood. You don't need to be too precise. You go back to the food. However, we're going to go straight to our berries this time, and we're going to make a mill. The 3 villas that built the council hall go right back to the gold. I'm going to make a house with one of them. This is pretty much where the build order ends. From this position, I'm going to be winging it, because the reason you want to wing it from this position, you don't know what's going to happen. You don't know what your opponent's doing. You don't know what's going to happen. You don't know if you lost a villa by this point due to like some cheese. Anything can happen, but this is the gist of it, and I'm going to show you guys how we're going to play from this point on as a general concept. So we go to the berries with our villagers, and we're going to go attack our opponent with the early rush. I like to wait for 3 spearmen. Something like that could be good. Yeah, a few longbows, 3 spearmen. I think 3 spearmen is really good because you can kill a knight very easily, whereas 2 is a bit low. So you just mass up your army, and I'm going to go attack. And then now, we're going to slowly start transitioning to some farms. Notice I'm mining gold, and you might be thinking that's kind of a useless resource right now. But the reason we're doing that is simply to pick up wheelbarrow. Very strong technology there. Alright, so wheelbarrow will be coming in very shortly. And now, depending on how many sheep you have, you already start transitioning to farms. It's absolutely crucial to farm around your mill. Because English farms work 15% faster around the mill in feudal age, 20% faster in castle, and 25% in imperial age. So it's a very strong bonus, and you want to make use of that as much as possible here. Continue queuing longbow and spears as you see fit from this position, guys. So now I'm attacking my opponent. I will be able to see what he's doing. If he's not doing cavalry, you can stop making spears. If he's doing a lot of cavalry, you continue making spears. If you need to make houses, you make them with the gold villagers as much as possible. And now you can put the pressure. So what you usually do is harass your opponent with the longbows while continuing to scout them with your scouts. And then you keep the spears back just to be able to defend yourself. So I'll use my scout to just continue scouting. And as you can see, I killed the villager, and then I'm going to keep my spears close by to defend myself, whilst continuing to produce units at home. These units at home will help defend any counter raids, and will help reinforce your army as well. So now I'm going on to the berries, and we're going to go ahead and make more farms. You might be thinking, why not go for the deer? Deer is definitely a good option, guys, but going to the deer is very risky because it's exposed, and oftentimes you need to tower it. Also, if your opponent's going professional scouts, there's always that chance that they come take your scouts away. And obviously it's an AI, so this pressure is going to be very strong and it's going to be hard for them to deal with. But the idea is simply to pick off your opponent's villagers now using the longbows and keep the spears close by to defend them against any knights or horsemen. Alright, so I'm going to stop attacking my opponent now because it's literally just an AI, so it doesn't really matter. But I've showcased the rush. At this point, you can go reinforce with your other army and continue to attack, or you can defend based on the situation. Alright, once you have a good amount of farms established, we're going to go back to the gold. And we're going to make a second mill as well, near the town center. We're going to farm around that mill. And the reason for that, as we make a second lumber camp as well, just to keep the eco very smooth. The reason for that is to keep our economy really high. I will also tell you guys that instead of the second farm or second mill, you have another option. You could make a blacksmith at home, which we're going to make anyways, because it's good to get upgrades. And you can go for a ramp push. To do the ramp push from this position, you simply send villas from the town center to the wood line. You skip out on the second mill, and then you get a lot of wood, you get siege engineering tech, and then you can ramp push. However, I'm not going to showcase that strategy, since I truly believe it's not the strongest strategy to do with Britons right now, or to do with English. And it's very risky. You can get stopped, and it's not the best situation to find yourself in. Continue to make houses near your gold, or using the gold villagers. And at this point, you can continue making longbows. You probably won't need to continue making spears, because usually the first spears are enough to force them off of the cavalry. But if you wanted to continue making spears, you definitely can. I'm going to send villas to gold, and using our berry villagers, as soon as you can, you're going to make farms to them. Berries are a slow food source, so as much as possible, we want to use the farms. Farms are much better on the mill with English. Other civilizations, this does not apply, so keep that in mind. Sending villas to gold now until we have around 10. I'm not too precise with the upgrade, with the number. I'm gonna pick up Steeled Arrow, by the way, now. It's a really good technology, gives extra attack to your longbowmen, which with range units, that's very important. So we're gonna go up to like 10 villas on gold now. It's gonna help us click up to age 3. And look at our farms. Like we have a really nice established farmland. If you need a tower, guys, I highly recommend you make a tower on your gold or wall up a little bit to defend yourself, since English are not the most mobile. And of course, this is a tutorial, but in a real game, you'd be constantly attacking or defending with this army, not just wasting it in the middle of the map. And now continue making houses as you need. And whenever you feel like you want to go castle age, you can simply just idle your production for a little bit and then go up to castle age. And again, continue making farms as soon as you get the resources for it around your mills. It's very important. Resources and the space, because obviously we're lacking space on this side. Alright, let's go up to like 10 villas onto the gold. And at this point, it really depends. I'm going to do longbowmen and castle age. I feel like I probably will need a little bit more wood or food. I'm going to go to the farms for now, since I'm floating a little bit of wood myself. There we go. And as you can see, our resources are starting to pile up very high. If you expect that you're going to get a rush, then you need to make more military, put less on gold. Alright, at this point, we're going to go up to the next age, and you're going to find a spot for the town center or the white tower. I like to go for the town center in this build, so I'm going to take villas off wood and put a king's palace here to defend my farms, and it's good on a woodland as well. Another option would be here on the gold, but that's very exposed. I'm getting attacked, so let's actually defend here. I like that the AI is attacking me. We'll bring our army back. And all you have to do to defend is simply garrison your villagers and use your longbows to pick up any range units, or sorry, any other units. And your TC should help protect you quite nicely there. There you go, very nice. So that's a nice little defense there with the English. Keep in mind that your units near the influence of a town center, a tower, or a keep will fire faster. They get the network of castle bonus with English, so it's a really good and easy defense there. And yeah, just continue farming. On the way up, you have a couple technologies you want to pick up. Horticulture is really good, as well as the wood upgrade. Now, if you can't afford these upgrades for whatever reason, you're saving up for military, or you fear you're gonna get pushed, do not make them. These are purely luxury items, okay? Do not make these upgrades if you're gonna get pushed or if you want to attack your opponent in the early castle age. But if none of those are happening, then feel free to pick it up. Let's go to the wood now. And at this point, you're basically just freestyling it. Houses whenever you need them. Try to balance your economy. Continue to make units. Get upgrades. And I'll show you the upgrades to prioritize in castle age here when I get there. As now my second town center is finishing up the King's Palace. Now you're going to have 2 TC production. And you have a great army of spears and longbows. You want to get upgrade to veterans. You want to get your veteran longbow upgrade. And you also want to get balanced projectiles whenever you can afford it. So that's going to be it for the English guide. That's a very, very nice timing. 12 minutes, we hit castle age. We have a really good setup. The farm setup is huge. It's going to carry us for like the rest of the game pretty much. We might need like another mill and like 8 farms. But like 16 farms is fantastic. Well, I'm missing 2 here, but that's okay. And our army comp is very strong. And we can attack or defend as we see fit from this position. Now, before I end off the tutorial, I'm going to give a couple quick words here. Some options to consider as English from this position. You have the longbows and you have a few spears left over. We can easily switch into 2 or 3 stable knight production. Look at my wood. I've got 430 wood. You can switch to knight production. You can switch to men-at-arms with the ironclad technology. You can stay on longbows. You can look to add stone and get keeps on the map. You can pick up relics and sacred sites. There's really a lot of options from this position. I highly recommend that if you're getting attacked in the early game, you go for the white tower once you get to the castle age if you still need to defend. White tower is going to let you make any unit except the scout and the villager. So that's going to be a really good defensive tool for you. And it also will act as a keep and help defend against any aggression and kind of secure yourself a position. So again, tons of options from this position. Late game with English, longbows usually your main units, but you have crossbowmen, that's fantastic. Your siege is solid. You get the upgrade from the mill that lets your farms trickle gold. That's like the best thing you can do with English in late game. Make sure to pick that one up. And then the rest of it is just, the idea is to fight near your towers, your keeps, and your town centers to always trigger the network of castle bonus. So make sure to get towers across the map in late game to always have that bonus when you're fighting. That's going to be for the English civilization. Let's hop on to the next one.